Okay, let's start building this book tracker. So first thing, we're going to lay down our database. So I'm going to create one database for our books, one database for author, one database for genre, and one database for our tracker. In our books database, we want to add some. Now we're going to connect the books to the author, to the genre, to the tracker. So let's create our relation, and we're going to connect books with author, create a new one, relation, and sync with genre, new one, and sync to tracker. Be sure to allow show on tracker so you can build a two-way relation. I'm going to hide the database title, rename that as all, and this is going to be our default database. We're also going to add a number property, and this is going to be important to have our book tracking work. So this is going to be total page, or I'm going to write just pages, and this is going to be the total page of the book. But for the current page, we're actually going to use our tracker. So we're going to move to the tracker and starting building the system. So what we want to do is to basically add a number property in the tracker database and call that current, something like that. And we also want to add a date. Okay, this is going to be very important because we're going to create a daily tracker. So each day we can add the page that we read, the books that we read, and it's going to automatically calculate the progress toward this total page number in our books. So I'm going to do that. So first thing, I'm going to add some item inside my book tracker so you can see what I'm doing. So I've added some books, some author, and some genre, and I'm going to sync them. For all database, I'm also going to change a bit the layout. So what I want to do is to click here, go to layout, and deselect this. So it's going to wrap our column. So you can see what happened here. Wrap the column, and I'm going to do for this one. From this one. So next thing, I want to basically create my book tracker. So what I'm going to do, okay, is first off, I'm going to create a template. So go to the tracker, create a template, and add a name for this page, for this template, and it can be like daily tracking, today, whatever, or you can add the date, for example, something like that. Then you're going to select for the date. The date is going to be today. I'm going to remove this comment icon that I don't like. So go in the three dot to open the setting, and then you're going to have customize page, top level discussion is going to be turned off, and you have this. So what we're going to do right now is to use that as our default. So set it as default for all view. So if I create a new page, new item, you see it's going to have the today, and this is going to be updated. And then we have the current date. So then we have this slot to actually add our page, and we can select the book. So for example, we read The Psychology of Money. Next, we need to create a roll-up. So these pages is going to be calculated there, and then you can see the progress, right? So we move to the book database, and we create a roll-up and select the tracker as our relation. If you don't find this roll-up to be available, is because you don't add the relation. Okay, so be sure to add a relation, and then you're going to get there. So for the property, what we want to actually count and reference is the pages. So this number is going to be called current or current page, whatever. So do this. And for calculate, we don't want to show original. We actually want more option sum. And this is going to calculate all pages. And basically these are now our current page. So I'm going to rename current. and they're going to change the symbol, the icon, to be basically the number sign. Okay, I'm also going to change this as well so they are the same. Okay, so let's say that this book has, I don't know, this number, okay, of pages. Now that we have the current amount, we can calculate the progression with a formula. So to do that, let's create a formula. Okay, let's call it progress or progress bar. Then we're going to write the formula. You can just find the formula to copy and paste, whatever, but I'm going to explain how the formula works. So basically we will add the current page, divide by the pages to count to make a percent, okay? So basically current divide by pages, okay? And this is going to be the progress. So let's say that we have this number, we can switch to the formula to show as a number format the percent, and we see that we are like 7% toward completion, but we don't want all this number, right? So what we're going to do is to round the thing. So to round things is going to be round, 2 parentheses, then 1 parenthesis, multiply 1000, close parenthesis, divide by the same number. Okay, if we want the 1 digit, okay, but we can also have like no digits if you want. 100 will have no digits and 1000 will have 1 digit. And this is going to be the formula. You're going to find the formula in the description. Okay, so don't worry if you don't remember the steps. This is going to be the formula. So we save, and next we have our percent. And we just need to edit the property and to have a bar or a ring, whatever we prefer. I'm going to go for orange ring. And this is going to be basically the main system. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is to create different view for different status of our books, right? So we want one to be like to be read, one to be in progress, and one to be read or archived or abandoned, whatever, okay? So we're going to use 3 view. One is going to be read, one is reading, and one is read, right? So the way that we're going to do that is by using filtering and different view. Okay. Next thing, we're going to create different view for different status of our books. So one for to be read, one for books that we are currently reading, and books that we already read. How are we going to do that? We're going to use filtering and different view to achieve that. So I'm going to duplicate there to create a new view, and I'm going to call that to be read. I change the icon to be something like, I don't know, calendar, something that I want to read. And we're going to use the filtering. So click to create a filter and filter by the progress bar. Okay, so the progress. And this is going to be that you want to display books only if the books, the progress are what? Is 0. Okay. So you see that the psychology of money disappear from here because it's in progress. Next, duplicate. I create one from reading. Change the icon to be this book. Open. And then we're going to add the filter. So for this, the filter need to be more than 0. Okay. But at the same time, it need to be not to be 1. Because 1 mean 100% complete. So we want to just see the in progress. So leave like that. And next, duplicate that and write read. And we can have the book closed. Where is okay? And the progress is going to be, let's remove this. And the progress is going to be equal 1. Best way to track our readings will be to use a button. So let's create a button right now. So /button. Okay, let's call track pages or whatever. Change the icon to be whatever you want. Okay, so how that works? So when button is clicked, do this, add action. We want to do add pages to select the database. The database will be our tracker database, and we're going to add page to tracker as today. So basically this is our template that we created before. Then we add another step, and the other step will be open page. Which page? The page that we just created. So open new page added in center pick, okay, and click done to save our changes. So now when I click this, it's going to open up this, okay, page, and we just need to add the page that we read and select the book, right? So we read, let's say that we keep reading this, okay? So just to show you, I've added some pages read for today. So you can see that, for example, when the progress is complete, is changed to read and is working perfectly fine. Now let's work more on the tracker. So one thing that I've done, I've removed the title from here because it looks better for me, and I've changed to be the calendar. In the template, I also add an icon of the book and day to day. So for the tracker, I want to create different view to allow to see like today's pages read this week, this month, this year, or see them by books or something like that. So we're going to start creating different views. So let's duplicate. And the first view will be today. So change the icon to be the day calendar. And we're going to add the filtering to be the date is going to be is. So start date is. Click this to find the today, so we only show us tracking for today, and we can do that for week and month. We're going to just repeat the process. The next thing that we can do is to have all our daily tracking to be grouped by week or month and things like that. So the first one that I'm going to duplicate is like the first view that I'm going to create is to group by book, right? So let's just change that to be book, okay? Let's remove the current filtering, okay, delete filtering. And what we can do is to edit view layout, grouping, and group by book. And because we actually have the books here, we can hide the book, okay? So just have like this. Then we can create a new view to be like weekly, something like that. And this is going to just have our grouping, not by book, but for date, and to be date by week. Okay, so you're going to see the week, and we can do that for the month also. Like if we want to see that by month, and we just need to do the same thing, group week instead of week, change to month. So one thing that is super cool to do here is to basically use the list view, and basically you can count all. And so basically what we can do is to just count. More options, sum, current. So you're going to see here the sum. So for example, you see we have 2 entries for the psychology of money, and we just see the sum of the book, right? And we can do the same for all of the database that do have a grouping. I also like to change that to be list view. So let me do that for all of them. And when you change the list view, remember that you need to basically show the property again, okay? And this is how it's going to look like. Okay, you have all the things, and this is your tracking. So let's just rearrange that to look a bit better. So I like to have my author here, and my genre here, and my tracking here. So even for the author and the genre, I'm going to hide the database title, and then going to change the layout to list. So I can drag this, and then going to change also the database title, and this to be the genre. Back to the book tracker, I want to add some more properties. So one thing that I absolutely need to add is a book cover. So I'm going to add a file and media property that's called cover. Let me add some cover. We can now change the view to be gallery. So let's change layout from table to gallery. And as a card preview, let's choose the cover. Fit image, reveal the property that we want. So I want the author, I want the progress, and I want the genre. And we're going to repeat the process for all view. And we can also play with the size of the cover. So basically what we can do is to, from the layout view, go to gallery layout, setting, and you see we can change the card size to be small or to be medium, or to be large. It's definitely coming together. What I want to do right now is to change the icon of some of the properties. So for example, I'm going to change the icon of this edit icon to be book, right, this, okay, and I'm also going to create a new template, so the new one we get the icon, right? Cool. Be always sure to set as default, and you're going to do the same for author and genre. And we have done, this will be our book tracker. Of course, you can customize by adding an icon. You can customize by adding an icon, adding a cover. Okay, you can change the cover from Unsplash. And this is all for this tutorial.